the 99 here. Everything, as you can see, is safety check, as in the Desert Eagle too. Everybody compares the baby Desert Eagle, some of the features that are alike, like the decocker, the slide disassembly, where you just push a button on the other side and the pin pops out and then the slide comes off, and same with here. But this pin on this one, on the baby Desert Eagle 3, the pin has to come completely off, and you have to push this through on this side, which is about the same as the compact Beretta, which you know what, these are turning out to be my two favorites. I still think I like the compact Beretta just a little bit better. I'm still getting used to this fully synthetic stock. Everything's within reach, you know, the decocker and everything is right within reach of my hand, but it feels so smooth in my hand. And when you shoot it, it's got a pretty smooth action, and it's just absolutely intimidating looking at the end of it. But it's a pretty sweet gun. I'm still getting used to it. It's only been a couple of weeks now. And same with this. All the features are within reach, you know, and it fits perfect in my hand. Two magazines with each, and then the baby Desert Eagle, this holds 15 rounds and 1 round in a chamber, where the compact Beretta only holds 13 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. But they have a lot of same features, like the decocker. It's double single action, and everything's within reach of my thumb. Make sure there's nothing in it. Everything's within reach of my thumb. Makes it pretty sweet, easy. Same with this. Everything's pretty much the same. It's all reachable. Makes it pretty easy. I like them. This one here, the baby Desert Eagle, is and it's a 3. It's a polymer grip and polymer frame. A little bit harder to disassemble. It disassembles like the compact Beretta, but you've got to line up the marks and then push. I haven't been able to do this. It's still a new gun, so it's extremely hard to push that pin out. Well, either one will accept brass bullets. These are one for home defense with the hollow points. And then these are the fun plinking guns, or bullets that, you know, at Walmart are $10 for 50, where these are $24 for a box of 50. So to sight it in and just generally shoot around, I use the Remington aluminum full metal jackets from Walmart. They're, I mean, you can get 200 for, you know, 20 bucks or 40 bucks. You know, that's a days of shooting, just plinking around, target shooting, and just having fun. They seem to work pretty well. Both guns work really good with both of them. And they're both Remington. This is Remington too, but this is, you know, $15 more, so I use these for home defense. Or when I conceal carry, you know, which for the concealed carry, you know, they're both still relatively large guns. This gun here is what I usually carry. And for a long time I had a hard time finding something to conceal this big a gun in the summertime, which, you know, I've actually found something, but I'm not going to promote it right now or do a review on it. That'll be later on. But here, this they're relatively pretty much same size guns. They same length. Only thing is the with more capacity on the Baby Desert Eagle, you got a longer, you know, and then if you put the magazine in there, you can see the difference. The only thing I have a problem with is that right there. That is just so huge compared to this. I haven't concealed carried this. I mean, it's a relatively light gun compared. They're pretty much. This one's a little bit lighter, a couple ounces. But that right there, I've thought about cutting that off, but I mean, it just really protrudes out there, and I belly carry or a pendant. This here, you know, I haven't found anything that'd keep that from poking me like it does. This one here was poking me. See that sharp edge right there? I mean, that's, so I took a grinder and I grinded that down just a little bit. And I did do some customization on the front side here. It was shooting pretty low, so I grinded it down since it's a fixed sight and I needed to raise it, so I grinded this down about 1/8 of an inch, and now it's dead on it. I got my, you know, everything's pretty accurate now. Where this here, this is interchangeable sights here, and I went to the dealer that I bought it from, and, you know, I was telling him that I wanted more sights like this, you know, a little bit more narrow on the sides and easier to see around. Where this one has I don't know if you can see this, but it had more of a square boxed sight on it. So I did a little bit of modification. I took it off and I grinded it down because I went to the dealer and he was so confused of what I actually wanted. He told me to go to the internet and do some research, and so I did. And they don't make anything. What the hell is that? They don't make anything like this. I wanted something that I can actually see right down the sides. The original was square and come up on the sides, and it was all boxed in, and you could only see right down the center there. So I grinded it down so I could, for quick access and quick visual contact with what I was shooting at on the sides, you know, and still be looking down my barrel. And I also did a little bit of grinding on the front sight too. It was shooting a little low, so I took a little bit about 1/8 of an inch off it. You can see that white dot. It was 1/8 of an inch above that, so I took it down to the white dot, which brought it up, and now it's pretty much dead on it. So a buddy of mine told me, you know, they're your guns. You can modify them to an extent on your own. They are my guns, so I'm still within legal. I haven't messed with any of the functions of the gun, only grinding on the sights. So I didn't take away from the factory specs of the guns itself, but I just wanted something that I could actually see beside, because you can't see beside these, and they're more a lot like the beretta, where they, you know, you can see around it, and it seems to have worked out quite well. So I'll go ahead and break these down. Yeah, they do come apart. Gotta take the pin out of this one completely, which, you know, it is what it is. And then you slide the slide forward. And it's only got, well, I think why it's so smooth shooting is it only has 4 contact points. Right there, and here and here. This part here doesn't even touch the barrel at all. So it only has this point, this point, this point, and this point. That this slides on, and there's the groove for it, and it breaks down just like the beretta. The pin comes out, the barrel comes out. It's got the locking lugs in it. You know, it's a little dirty. I shot it last weekend and I haven't cleaned it yet. I try to clean it every time I use them, but this locks in, goes back in there. It's hard doing it with your other hand, and you're right-handed. Just line that up, shove that in the hole, pop it in, check it. But this one, a little bit easier. The pin don't come out. Just push this button on the side, and then flip that, and it just slides off. And then that hits this whole rail here. It hits 6 spots here. And it's all lubed up. Make sure it doesn't wear my tracks out. And then you pull the pin out. And you pin, you know, the barrel and the slide, and you just slide it back in. And if you lock the barrel in, it won't do that. Did this a million times and never mess up, but you get it on camera, and you get it on camera. And then you slide it down the whole thing. Just flip that in, and you're ready to rock and roll. I tend to like this. I like the grip on that. I can touch my finger and my thumb. But this one, I could go quite a bit ways. I mean, the handle's a lot more narrower. You can see that. And they're both double stacked. they just tend to, they just grooved it down. This is the full size Baby Desert Eagle 3 too. It's not the compact. The compact I've been looking at is about that much shorter. It only has 2 of these rails, where this one has the 3. So it's probably about that much shorter. This thing back here is still the same size, but you know, that may come off of there. That just is really, just protrudes really too far. I mean, it serves its purpose to keep my finger from out of there, but you can cut half that off there and still have no problem. You're not going to pinch your finger. It fits too far up in here, way too far up in here to pinch your finger. Yes, I say pinch. But anyways, I may end up whacking that off or something. I don't know. We're keeping it. I don't know if I'll. This is more of a winter gun because of that. I mean, it really doesn't conceal well. It will poke you right in the belly, and it hurts. I tried it one day. I lasted about 30 minutes and I was done. Where this one's half that size. And I only whacked one side off because I'm right-handed, so I left the other side alone. Might look a little awkward, but see, that one does just as good, and it's half as long. You could still not catch or pinch your finger or the fat of your thumb at all. So, I mean, they're both nice guns. I'm still getting used to this, and boy, that's just intimidating, ain't it? Just looking down that. I'd hate to be on the busy end of that, but maybe in wintertime I'll pack it. It does, like the beretta, it's single action there, and then it goes to a double action. Or once it shoots once at a cock, and then it's like a 4-pound pull. Then it will disarm completely. Same thing with the beretta. If it's not decocked, or the safety's not on, it will pull, but it disarms completely. You got a little thing that pops up here that keeps it from firing, but you'll fire it single this way, and then once the hammer goes back, it's like a 4-pound pull too, or a 6-pound, I think. But they're nice little guns. I really like them both. I think I like the compact beretta a little bit more. I probably should have went with the compact Baby Desert Eagle 3, but you know, they're not in stores. You can't find them anywhere. I had to wait 6 months to get this one. Something with the manufacturer shortage or something. I don't know what it was, but the dealer ended up giving me a good deal on it, so I went ahead and bought it after I bought this one because I waited so long for this one. But after getting it, the bad thing is the gun shows don't have them. I couldn't put one in my hand to actually see what it felt like and see this long tang here, and you know, I mean, it's a nice gun. It's just going to get me a little bit. I think I would have liked a full metal one, kind of like this, over this. I mean, it's lighter, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. This is the first synthetic gun that I've owned, so it's going to get a little used to. I don't like this long tang right there. They could have cut half that off too. It tends to get caught on the bottom of my finger. I mean, it's real snug, but to me, it's uncomfortable. Where this one here comes down at a straight edge, and that's perfect. This long tang here just really is, I don't know. It tends to wrap around my finger, and I mean, your finger's not going to fall off in a gunfight, that's for sure. Um, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's a really smooth gun though. I do like it. But it's going to take me a while to get used to that. I tend to fall back on this one a whole heck of a lot more. I've had this one longer, probably about 8 months now, and really like this. But I'll get used to this one. Just got to shoot it more, and planned on going out today, but you know, a buddy of mine got ill and didn't feel like going out shooting today, so I'm stuck here making videos. So I hope that helped. I don't know who it helps, but you know, it's the comparison of the two. I have both, so I thought I'd do a comparison of them. They're both pretty nice and pretty accurate now that I've did a little bit of modifications on them with the sights, milling them down, make them, you know, a lot more accurate, because the factory stuff just wasn't getting it. I still got to paint that one. I painted this, but I messed it up putting it back in, but I just have to touch that back up. And this one's stainless steel, so I don't have to bother with it. I didn't like it. It come with the red dots, and you can't see them when it gets a little bit darker, so temporarily, till I figure out what color I want to make these, my daughter left some green fingernail polish over at the house one weekend when she was over, so I've been kind of using that. It's a little different, but it does light up, and I can see a lot better than that red. It's that color red right there for the sights, and it's kind of dark. It's glossy, but it's kind of dark to see, and that's a lot better. I will probably end up drilling these out and ordering some sight paint, but you gotta buy a whole bottle for 3 dots that'll last you forever. So this bottle is like $10 and it's that big, but I only need 3 dots. So just haven't really wanted to spend the $10 to put 3 dots on my gun. So I've been using my daughter's fingernail polish. Every once in a while, after I clean it and the solvent gets on there, it tends to diminish and flake off there. So I just redot it again. I mean, it seems to be working. I got a whole bottle. She don't want it back, so I've got a lifetime supply of green dot paint if I want. But one of these days because that's kind of lumpy back there, and they're not very, they work for now. I mean, I'm extremely accurate with this. At, you know, let's say 80 yards, I can hit dead on it about 8 out of 10 times. So I mean, it's working for now, but I'll probably end up drilling that out and putting actual dot paint there. Somebody told me that I can use model paint, would be the same thing, and a lot cheaper in a smaller bottle. But I did find a place that sells this for $10 for a bottle. I mean, that's not bad, but I mean, all I'm going to do is use it for one time. Hopefully it lasts. Once I drill those out and get the original out of there, that red just really doesn't suit me very well for sights up here. Where this has the white, I may change that too. Sometimes that's a little hard to see, So I may go with a glow-in-the-dark fluorescent green for both of them and drill them out, since I've done all the modifications to my likings, and I'm pretty happy with that. That turned out really good. And you know, they're stock sights. If I ever want to switch it back, all I got to do is buy new stock sights, 40 bucks, and I could just knock those off and put new ones on it. Not very hard to change out. All you do is slide it, get you a punch and tape it up, and a hammer and knock it to the side. Take these two Allen wrenches loose, and then this one just slides out. But it's pretty accurate now. I really like it now. That made a big difference on that. Well, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. This is more a little in depth than I usually do, and I'm actually talking into it instead of having somebody record me. Probably ain't been able to see my face, but maybe next time. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.